The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. We're on location this week at the new Vision Nissan in Greece, located on Westridge Road. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. This week, we name our top performers of the just past winter high school sports season. So here's our honor roll of high school teams. Number 3 this year, North Star Christian Academy boys basketball. Led by 2,000 career point scoring junior Miles Brown, the Knights were the Class C state runners-up to Lake George. North Star won 26 of its 28 games. And number 2, Bishop Kearney girls basketball. The Kings finally broke through and defeated Mercy for the large school Class AA championship after losing 7 consecutive times to the Monarchs. Led by 9th grader Sanaya Wilson, Kearney started 3 9th graders and an 8th grader graduates just 1, so you get the feeling that they'll be back. And number 1, the state champion Victor hockey team. The Blue Devils won their first ever state crown behind goalie Chase Erlin, top goal getter Mitch Rudzinski, and a senior-laden squad. Victor was undefeated at 22-0-4. Batavia and Spencerport had fine indoor track seasons. Those two teams produced the 2 best throwers of heavy things. They are familiar foes. Competing in the same division of the indoor track season, Batavia's Anthony Ray and Spencerport's Andrew Palermo see a lot of each other. They each throw the shot and compete in the weight throw. They each know the other is their only real competition.
61 feet, 8 inches, that was your best?
Me and Anthony have been battling for a while, and I took a step ahead of him right now. He's going to compete with me all year, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, it was a really big move.
What accounts for the fact that you're better at the weight throw than he is, and he beats you at the shot?
I think I'm a little bit more technical than he is. He has some brute strength on me, so when we get in the ring for a shot, he can just power it out there a little more than I can. Not to say that his form is good, because it is, but I'm a little bit more technically correct than he is in the weight throw.
I've known him for 4 years now since I was a freshman, so we have a pretty good competitive relationship. When we start throwing, we get a little more serious and we don't hang out as much because we're competing against each other, but after we're done throwing, we go hang out, talk about what was going on in the throws, what we need to fix. We both kind of critique each other, and so it's like a love-hate relationship.
They each bring their own brand of excellence. Ray is an all-state football player at Batavia who took on throwing for the Blue Devils' indoor and outdoor track teams to supplement his football training. Anthony hasn't been at this long.
So when they added it in, I did not know what weight throw was. So I tried to the best of my ability. I had someone to look up to, which was Devin Kep. He was a senior when I was a freshman, so he caught onto it and he taught me. So when I started learning it more and getting better at it, I had to take his place and show other people how to do weight. So I did start embracing it more when I got to know it better.
At Batavia, Ray is in good company. There are 25 weight throwers here. Blue Devils excel at it, even have their own throwing coach.
Well, we got some great kids who really enjoy throwing. We had great support from our school district. We broke a weight in practice the other day, and they were willing to get us a new one. We really, few schools have a coach specific to the weight throw. We have 21 throwers, and really it's just a great group of kids. They compete every day in practice. It's just, it's a pleasure to go to work every day with them.
Ray's constant 3-sport companion is his father, Tony, a student of the games his son plays, and an unofficial coach to the track team.
It's fun. It's a lot better than when I played. I like, it means more to watch your son or your daughter compete and do well it's exciting. I get really excited for him. It's fun.
What further fuels the rivalry between Ray and Palermo is that each excels at a different discipline. Ray is the better shot putter.
It's just more, with shot put, it's more speed and explosion, and it's more Neanderthal. So it's just, you just go out there and throw it. With weight, you got to be more technical. So everything has to be right.
Is there room for you to grow, you think, in the weight throw?
There is room for me to grow. It's just off of the football season, it was hard doing things because, I was injured, being banged up and stuff, and I didn't get to work on a lot of technique. So I just need to go back to the basics again and just work on some technique.
Whether Ray can actually catch Palermo in the weight throw is arguable. The Spencerport and Dartmouth-bound senior set a new sectional record in the event this year. And Andrew's in it for the long haul.
I'm only 6'1", 230, and guys in the Olympics, stuff like that, these guys are 6'5", 300. So I can't really be like that. And then weight throw and hammer throw, and the professionals are 6'1", 240. So that's definitely in my range.
While Palermo's future is secure, Ray is letting the track and field season play itself out before he makes any plans beyond high school graduation and choosing between track and football. They both benefit from this rivalry, along with the strongman image that comes with it.
It makes us feel like we're a secluded part of track. We're like kind of like our own little family, to be honest.
So what made you decide that it was just all track and field for you? Because, clearly athletically, you could be doing other things. Why just this?
To be honest, I started doing track in freshman year because I was kind of tired of baseball. And then I did well my freshman year. I said, this is it. I'm sticking with it.
Their personal battle continued through the indoor season. Palermo won both events in the Class B sectionals. Ray won both in Class C. At the state qualifiers, they split. A 6-year sweep of sectionals. Even the great Yanni Diakomihalis didn't do that. And Paul Gotham joins us for our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Dunkin' iced coffees are $2 from 2 to 6 p.m. That's right. All sizes, all freshly brewed, all with that signature smooth Dunkin' taste. Power up with a Dunkin' iced coffee for $2. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. From Vision Nissan, Westridge Road in Greece, the 12th dealership in the mighty Vision empire. Time now for our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook, and Paul Gotham is with us. PickandSplinters.com. What do you got on the site this week, Paul?
Crazy to think that we're going to start having local high school boys baseball coverage. We'll have our game recaps and game articles, a few feature articles here and there. Rochester Red Wings, we'll be getting into that work pretty soon.
A lot of these high school teams are down in Florida. When do you start, with the conditions and everything, when do you start taking the high school baseball season seriously?
For me, I kind of think it's like the third week of April. I think we start to see trends, and we're going to start seeing who's going to figure things out. It is a short season. With the spring season here in Rochester, New York. It gets started, and before you know it, you're in the sectionals.
All right, let's double back to the winner. You did a good job predicting the sectionals. I'm going to ask you now, I want a team, a player, and a coach of the year in Section 5 basketball.
Can I play diplomatic on this?
No.
Player of the year?
I want honesty here.
Okay, player of the year. I got to make a decision between Miles Brown and Gerald Drumgoole. That's a tough decision to make. I go with Gerald. If you take Gerald Drumgoole out of that lineup with Irondequoit, they don't come anywhere close. You could say the same thing about Miles, but I think Gerald is such a good all-around player, but still he leads Division II in Monroe County in scoring, but yet he still can pull down 7-8 rebounds, distribute 4 or 5 assists, but at times can hand out 10 assists.
And both of them come back.
And both of them come back, which is really very interesting. That Irondequoit team, 4 of the 5 starters come back next year.
What team did you like? I can see this is where you're playing diplomatic.
I'm going with Irondequoit again for a lot of reasons. Patrick Thomas is got to be one of the best offensive rebounders in Section 5 in recent history. I'm I'm thinking back to John Wallace as a better offensive rebounder than Patrick Thomas. I'll take arguments as to who is better since John Wallace. I like a lot about that team. I like the fact that Irondequoit had to figure out how to play this year without Patrick, and the insertion of Josh Stenglein into that lineup and how they became a better team after that.
Now, he's a chance now to really show off. Coach of the Year, because this is the toughest one, because this could be a guy who won a handful of games and really did a great job with his kids. Who do you like?
Jack Leisure. He starts off 0-3, and then goes 4-7. He loses Isaiah Stewart before the season even starts, doesn't have Thomas Jones III, doesn't have Daniel Cook. They start off rough, and then they end up, it took Mr. New York State, Sevian Lewis, from Half Hollow Hills to beat McQuaid there and stop that run late in the year. I think they did a great job of transforming that team and figuring out what they were late in the season.
Very good. Paul Gotham, pickandspinners.com, and our Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later, the great Gissendanner. When the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
Making the Grade this week is Victor High School's Amanda Dake. Amanda is a 3-year varsity starter who helped lead the Blue Devils to 2 sectional championships and has proved herself as a leader in every way. She was named tournament MVP in the Class AA championship. On top of that, was voted All-Greater Rochester Player of the Year by the DNC. Aside from volleyball, Amanda is very disciplined in everything she takes on. She maintains an above 90 average in school and holds the title of treasurer for Victor's Outdoor Activity Club and is involved in the Student Environmental Awareness Club. Her love of travel and the outdoors has inspired her to continue her education next year, studying environmental science. Amanda received offers from multiple schools to play volleyball and has decided to attend the U.S. Coast Guard Academy to play Division III volleyball next fall. Nominated for her dedication to her sport and bettering the world around her, this week Amanda Dake is Making the Grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Section 5 calendar.
Here's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead, with a lot of baseball teams playing vacation week down south. We find our first local games of the year. On Monday, Canandaigua is at Irondequoit at noon. On Thursday, Aquinas is at Greece Arcadia at 11 a.m. Then on Saturday, Hilton's at Greece Athena, that game at 1. Girls lacrosse on Thursday, HFL's at Penfield, that game beginning at 6:30. Boys lacrosse, Aquinas at Irondequoit, that's Thursday at 7:15. That's the Section 5 calendar for the week ahead. Coming up, sharing his greatness, what it's like to be Frankie Gissendanner's mat mate, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. We're on location from Vision Nissan at West Ridge Road in Greece, right next to Kohl's. I'm Bill Pucko. Here now, our honor roll of high school athletes for the just completed winter sports season. And number 3, Sam Roach led the Pittsburgh Panthers to a 16th consecutive boys swimming sectional title and broke 3 records along the way, taking down the sectional mark in the backstroke and contributing to a new 200 relay record. Roach also broke the school record in Pittsburgh for the 100 freestyle. It was the oldest standing mark on the Pittsburgh leaderboard. At number 2, Lene Tava-Thomas just keeps on winning. Lene won 3 state titles this indoor track and field season. And at number 1, Frankie Gissendanner finished his stellar wrestling career at Penfield. Frankie won the max 6 sectional titles at various weight classes and added 4 state crowns to his career haul. While on the subject of Frankie, wrestling's a very individually personal sport, but having Gissendanner as a wrestling teammate was sharing in the greatness. won the first of his 5 straight Section 5 wrestling titles as a 7th grader. The last 3 of those resulted in state championships. This year, he added first-place finishes at the Eastern States Classic and the Powerade Christmas Nationals in Pennsylvania to his already crowded resume. Frankie Gissendanner, a senior at Penfield High School, is a wrestler of limitless ability.
He's improved technically, he's improved maturity-wise. He's always been one of the best competitors I've been around. It's a natural instinct for him. He's one of those guys, as I had mentioned, that he dislikes losing much more than he enjoys winning, and his competitive nature is one of the best I've seen.
Like 2008, I was like 8 years old. I was playing football, and my coach asked me to play to wrestle for Pittsburgh because he had his son and he did the club over there. So I tried it out, and then I ran into Coach Kropman. If you know Cooper Kropman, Max Kropman, I ran into his dad, and ever since then we've practiced. I started practicing with Penfield, and then became the manager of varsity. So that's pretty much how I started.
What is more difficult to gauge is the effect having a nationally ranked wrestler in the room impacts the other Patriots. John Leone likens him to a coaching assistant, and it's a role that Gissendanner embraces.
I love showing them new things every day. I love drilling with them, going live with them. It's a team, it's my family. It's not even them. It's just I love hanging around my family. It's fun.
Is that something you've grown to appreciate as you got older, that you were able to give more back?
Yes, for sure. Traveling to Fargo, learning different styles, precision into the next level of different styles also. It's definitely grew on me that I should show others that what I got, and for sure show them in the practice that what it takes to work hard and stuff like that.
Among those most directly impacted is junior Joey Kokoza, who practices down 2 weight classes to work with Frankie.
Just working with him, I've gotten a lot better, but he's always to the next move. You always have to be on your toes, because he comes out here and he doesn't really care who you are. He doesn't care that you're a teammate. He'll come out and just beat you down if you aren't ready for him.
Are there any things that you can do against him that that you think maybe make him better as a result?
I definitely, when we live wrestle a lot, I do get on his legs a lot, and usually when I do that, we scramble. I make him work for that. So getting on his legs is because a lot of people don't really getting on his legs a lot or shoot on him. So for me to do that and make him work, I feel like it is getting him better in that situation.
Cooper Kropman is the 4th of 5 wrestling Kropman brothers performing at Penfield. Just a freshman, but already a 2-time sectional champion. Kropman's influences are many, but he counts Gissendanner among them.
Being with Frankie is just, you want to get as good as him, and he pushes you every day. Maybe stay after practice, do a couple extra shots, do a couple extra sprawls. It just makes you better.
So is it just time spent is time well spent with Frankie?
Yeah. I mean, every minute you're getting better no matter what you're doing with him. It's just, he's the best practice partner you can get.
Gissendanner's in the process of selecting a college. He missed part of the Penfield football season to attend to those matters. Wherever he winds up, and his options are many, this is a good time to be Frankie.
Yeah, it's an awesome experience. You see different college atmospheres, and then you see the difference between even the size of the school. You hang around high school every day with your friends and everything like that, and the students. Then you go to college and you see 10 times the amount. You're just wow, everything is just so bigger.
What's the thing that's been most impressive to you?
The college team atmosphere. One of the teams I was hanging out with played paintball. Other team I was hanging out with, we went to the movies. I kind of like the team atmosphere, part of the view of college and everything like that, and how it's you have freedom, but you do it with the team and everything like that. And since you guys are older, we have responsibilities and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty cool.
He's a born competitor, but he's developed himself as a wrestler through camps and going to some of the highest level competitions. And we were so fortunate in Rochester to have Yanni around. What's a great example? Frank's worked out with Yanni, and even Aaliyah, Yanni's dad, what a great coach. He's benefited from him. So I think if you do look at this a little bit, they talk about how it takes a village to raise a kid sometimes. I think we've had a little bit of that.
In circle, good job. Snap the football. Right through the legs, boom. Sit him down. Good job, team.
Gissendanner has yet to decide on his immediate future. He'll go to college, and we'll make that announcement next month. We would like to thank our sponsors, especially the 12 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group, especially Vision Nissan here in Greece on West Ridge Road next to Kohl's. They make the Sports Beat possible, as do you. Thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.